Hi everyone, my name is Abby Barkheimer and I am helping Rachel with things this summer for the Google classes. So today I wanted to show you about an app and a website that I use called Flipgrid. So I'm going to share my screen and show it to you. All right, so Flipgrid is a website, it's also an app, and it allows students to record themselves to tell about something. They can also type. You can make ones for each class. You could have everyone in one grid. It's totally up to you. So the past 2 years, I've taught 4th grade literacy. So I'm going to show you my 4th grade literacy Flipgrid. So I have 2 here, and you can add a new one simply by pushing that red button. You name it, choose how students will log in. And you can choose a flip code. So right now it just has my last name and some numbers. You could change it to 4th period science or whatever applies to you. So I'm just going to click on 4th grade literacy. All right, so this is what I used with my students this past year. I just had one, I had 3 classes and I just had one Flipgrid for everyone because that just worked better for us. I primarily used it for book talks, and the students were required to read at least one book for pleasure each month and then upload a book talk on Flipgrid. And I will show you what that looked like. So we started it in October and the kids really enjoyed it. They enjoyed getting to watch other people's book talks to get recommendations on books that they wanted to read. That's why I just had one Flipgrid for the whole grade instead of by class, because they wanted to listen to their friends' Flipgrids in other classes. So you can see kind of how we set it up. So I'm just going to click on, let's go to January, see what we did in January. So you get to pick what the cover image is for yours, a title. You also will give directions. So the directions for this one is record your 30 seconds to 1 minute book talk. Make sure you include the title, author, your favorite part, and why you think someone else should read this book. You could make this harder or easier for any grade. I allowed my students to write it on a piece of paper because some of them wanted their notes there with them. Others just wanted to free form it. So whatever suited them and their learning needs the most. So then you can see each student, the date that they submitted it, and how many views they had. So these were all of ours. You could make them active or hidden. Not entirely sure where part of them were hidden, but they were. Active just means that other students can see. Hidden means that they can't. So you just click there and choose. So like if I was doing it by when I graded them. I think I just went to a participation grade for January. But you can also do more detailed. You can have actions, you can edit their response. You can add it to a mixtape, which is basically like a playlist. You can move it somewhere, you can download the video, which would be really nice if you needed to make like a digital portfolio for the student. You can delete it, like if someone made an inappropriate response, it would be very easy to just delete it so then it's not there. You can share it with a private link, which is nice. I'll give you one and to email it to the student's parent. You can also make a QR code for it. All right, so I'm gonna show you what it looks like. We're gonna watch Emily's. So let's pull her up.
Hi, today we're going to be talking about Nature Zoo and the Crew Crew, Book 2. I'd probably say my favorite part of the whole book would be when Mr. Drippy helped the 3 girls at the competition to see who got the free ice cream from the other ice cream people. And I think you should read this book if you like mysteries.
All right, so that was Emily's Flipgrid. I think she did that one at home. She was in the dark. So students could do it at home or at school. They just need a device that has a camera and a microphone. So they could do it on a phone, on a tablet. I did them on Chromebooks at school and they worked great. So on this screen, I had a rubric. This one's not showing my rubric. I must have not put it. Anyway, you can edit the rubric to have different things. You can have custom feedback. This is what I wanted. So they had to say their favorite part, mention the title and the author, recommend it, and then be in the time frame. So that was our 4-part rubric for that. You just click the pencil. You can choose a minimum score, a maximum score. So that is really nice. It made grading a lot easier. So, and then after I grade it, it would show up here. So if we click on hers again, it'll automatically play. If you want to reply or if you want students to reply, this is the teacher view. If I was watching as a student, I would only have her video and then this green reply button. So the green reply button pops up a picture of me to record a response to her. Now the students also can choose filters. They like those. You can add text on your reply, stickers that are basically emojis. They can draw. You can have a board and draw things that way. And there's a button down here that's not pulling up. Then there's these 2 other options over here. All right. So that is.
Hi, today we're going to be.
I don't need that. You can also edit hers or share it. So that is that. You can, let's see. So you can see each one. You can organize. So my kids had a new Flipgrid code each month. So that way I could organize them by months. So let me go back to my grids. I'm going to show you this summer I taught my GT practicum and I had to do a STEM camp for 3rd through 6th graders. So we used it as a daily reflection that they had to show us what they made that day and how it went. So their directions were different than the reading ones. So you can really customize it to be as elaborate or as simple as you want. And you can see theirs, and you can see like the student replied to them and how they did it. All right, another cool thing with Flipgrid is it's free, which is really nice for teachers, right? You have to have a password and a code for the students to get into it. That is new if you've used it before. So that helps with security, that it's not just a link. If you go in Flipgrid, you're going to make an educator account, first of all, not a student account. But if you go to the Disco library, it has all sorts of pre-made content. So if I want to scroll down, and let's say I am teaching reading. If you are an elementary teacher, I hope you know about Epic. If you don't, go check it out. Even middle school, I think, would be good for Epic. Epic is a free e-reading website. I really love it. My kids enjoyed it too. It's free for the kids during the school day. So you could pick one of these. So let's say I want to work on building empathy. So they have a link to Epic to read this book, I Am Human, a book of empathy. And then it asks them some questions. What makes you human? How can you show empathy for yourselves and others? So if I click select a grid, I want to add it to my 4th grade literacy one. If I click add, it gives me the right to edit it, which is really nice. I always click video moderation because I had some rascals in 4th grade who might not put something appropriate. We never actually had that problem, but I always like to turn that on just in case. And so you can do all of the settings if you would like, and then update it. And then now it is in my class. So they're going to click on this link, I Am Human. It's going to go to Epic. Once Epic loads, it's probably going to make me load. Oh, it didn't. All right, so then they could read the book, flip through it, read it, and then go back to Flipgrid and record their response. They also have ones from Wonderopolis, which was a cool article website about just random things in the world. So if we click on Wonderopolis down here, you might, let's say you teach music. Maybe you want, can music help you think? Or in science. You could go down, they have what is Fortnite, why are some animals villains, all sorts of different things. So you could add these pre-made to your class. You can also filter by age. So let's say I went elementary school, and so that showed me what was in Wonderopolis. So to just look at everything, I'm gonna have to click view all. But you can look at ones that other teachers have made. So I'm gonna click elementary, and let's say I want engineering. We'll just see what pops up. Maybe. And then clear filters. Okay. In theory, this works. Okay. We'll try one more time. It doesn't work. It worked earlier today. Okay. It's not, but you get the gist. But there's all sorts of different ones that have been made. All right, so Flipgrid is a really cool resource. It works in the classroom and digitally if your students are working from home. And once your students get the hang of it, they really enjoy it. And it's different than just writing a paper. We'll get those speaking and listening standards in. If you make them reply, they can have an online discussion. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them.